Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is the 5th round of our Midgard Gaming Season 4 Invitational. My name is Chris Doyles, bringing you the coverage all day. And we are going to cut over to our feature match area. We are now moved into the modern format. So now you are going to see some modern decks battle off in double elimination style for a chance to make the top 8 draft, which will be held tomorrow. On the left of your screen is Matt Murphy. He is playing the Robots deck, which is more commonly referred to as Affinity. The artifact-based aggro deck that many people are familiar with at this stage. 4 Cranial Plating, 4 Signal Pest, 4 Ornithopter, 4 Thoughtcast, 4 Mox Opal, 2 Galvanic Blast, 4 Springleaf Drum, 3 Etched Champions, 4 Steel Overseers, 4 Arcbound Ravagers, 2 Memnite, 4 Vault Scourge, and 1 Master of Ethereum, round out the list. So here we see Inkmoth Nexus meeting the Expedition maps. It looks like Springleaf Drum, Memnite, and Vault Scourge. Reasonable opening. He's playing against Mono Blue Tron, piloted by Ryan Stanley. Not the most common of decks to see, but here we have it in our modern portion. We'll take a quick look through this list. We see 1 Solemn Simulacrum, 1 Oblivion Stone, 2 Talisman of Dominance, 2 Treasure Mage, 2 Dismember, 1 Sundering Titan, 1 Platinum Angel, 1 Wormcoil Engine, 1 Batterskull, 2 Fabricate, 3 Repeal, 4 Expedition Map, 2 Mind Slaver, 2 Demir Charm, 4 Remand, 4 Condescend, 4 Thirst, 4 Knowledge, round out the deck. That was loud and deafening. We have a birthday party going on here. Alright, so looks like the Steel Overseer is going to be committed to the board, and a Thoughtcast with the correct amount of affinity for artifacts is going to be cast, picking up another Steel Overseer and a Blink Moth Nexus. Here comes an attack for 2. So it looks like Repeal is going to put Memnite back in hand. Smurf is going to deal 1 damage, gain a life, replay the Memnite. Nick Callahan, if you're still here, make yourself known. Alright, so it looks like Smurf is going to play a Inkmoth Nexus. Looks like he is going to use the fresh Inkmoth to activate the other one. Alright, Nick, I'll ask you this since I have you here. I'm missing Stormbreath Dragons. Are they in your possession? I'm trying to find them. There we go. Here's a big attack for a couple of poison and a reasonable amount of damage. 4 damage comes across, 2 poison. Lots of things have counters. Steel Overseer doing what it does best, which is be completely absurd in the right shell. And my god, this is the right shell. You do? Thank God. Because I was building a deck that had them in it. Couldn't find 2 of them. Had a minor panic because I forgot who I loaned them to. Andrew said you might have them. Thank God you do. We have 8 viewers currently. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. So now Ryan needs to try and find a way to catch up with the pretty absurd board going on right now. So now Smurf is going to play a Blinkmoth Nexus as his land for turn. Signal Pest going to be cast. Six Infect. Alright, so it looks like Ryan is at 9. And Ryan is going to scoop him up. Had absolutely no answer to the robot shenanigans going on the other side of the board. Matt Murphy is going to pick up a quick game 1 here with the Affinity deck over the Mono Bluetron deck. We'll take a look at the sideboards now for each player, see what they have access to. On the Bluetron side, we have Chalice of the Void. Seems pretty good. Wormcoil Engine, reasonable. Batterskull is also reasonable. 2 Negates, a Spell Snare, 2 Hurkyl's Recalls, which are for this matchup. 1 Dismember, 1 Oblivion Stone, which seems good. A Repeal, which seems fine. A Spell Pierce, and 3 Squelch. So, some pretty reasonable options in the sideboard for the Tron deck. We'll take a look at the Affinity sideboard. We have 3 Spell Skites, a Whip Flare, 2 Spell Pierce, 2 Torpor Orb, 2 Blood Moon, 2 Ancient Grudge, 2 Thoughtseize, and a Grafdigger's Cage. The Grudges seem reasonable, the Thoughtseize seems good. Blood Moon is not as effective against this deck as it normally is. But we'll have to see how this all works out in the end. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we will offer some congratulations to the people who have advanced into our top 8 draft, which is taking place tomorrow. We have Stephen Whalen, a.k.a. Mev. We have Adam Jennings, Michael Ingram, and there's a 4th that I am forgetting as of right now. But either way, those players have advanced to the next round of our tournament. Burnsy, that's who it was. Ron Burns. They looked around and couldn't see him. Yeah, Ron is the 4th. Unless I said Ron already, which I may have, may not have. Ingram, Jennings, Burns. Yeah. I'm not sure if you guys can hear the noise that's going on in the back room. This headset is pretty noise canceling, but there is a little bit of noise back there, so I do apologize for that. So we are now in the modern format. Pretty interesting format for a lot of players. There's many people who enjoy modern. Not sure if we have any copies of that new Jeskai Ascendancy combo deck in the room. I don't believe we do today. It's a heck of a deck. Heck of a deck.
What game is this?
Alright, so both players going to deal out their opening hands here. We'll see if we can get game number 2 underway shortly. Smurf's hand looks relatively land heavy for an affinity draw. Sounds like he's happy. He's got a lot of man lands, which I think is why he's keeping it. Alright, so Chalice of the Void comes down on 0 for Ryan. Wants to turn off the potential of Memnite, Ornithopters, and Mox Opals from Smurf's draw. As it turns out, of course, he doesn't have any of those. Arcbound Ravager was the draw, not a bad one. So it looks like he's going to go with a Signal Pest. Here comes attack for 1. And here's a Vault Scourge. End of turn, we are going to see a sacrificed Expedition map. That is going to fetch an Urza's out of the deck. So Ryan trying to get his Tron assembled. For obvious reasons, this deck operates a lot better with Tron than it does without. Smurf just confirming the land that was fetched. It was the tower, which is now going to be put into play. There is a Talisman. There's a little bit of mana acceleration. There is a Mox Opal. So Chalice of the Void preventing Mox Opal. Now, technically speaking, the Mox Opal does go on can go on the stack, but Chalice of the Void would counter it instead of it just being an illegal play. Now we're going to see Thirst for Knowledge now for Ryan. Going to get a couple of cards. Okay. Looks like Smurf picks up a Blood Moon, which he currently can't cast. So this is an attack for 8 from Smurf. So looks like Smurf is now just going to pass the turn back. Ryan's going to untap, draw a card. Looks like he found an expedition map.